Hey guys, welcome to another video of MaxiAspie, and today I'll be telling you about the story of 127. So a lot of people might be thinking, well, what do you even mean by 127? So a lot of the time when I do speeches, especially with John Reed, who works at Oxford Brookes University, who is a senior lecturer, who used to be my former teacher at a school as a deputy head, the story originates from that school, and it originates from a lesson with John Reed himself. I always hashtag 127 because it's just really about that message for us and what that day and that what happened taught us about understanding each other, understanding ourselves, and actually understanding what it can be like for that miscommunication. And luckily I was in a school where it was very understood and it was accepted, as I think if I was in a mainstream school it possibly wouldn't have been handled very well. So how 127 originated was John was teaching his lesson, I believe it was geography at the time, and he asked for us to put the date on the board on our books. He asked us to put the subject, and he then told us to write down columns 127. And me being me, I took the task very literal, and I just wrote down in my book 127. Every other kid in the class who had other conditions, they had, some of the kids in the class came from very sort of traumatic backgrounds, but throughout the whole class, the only person that did that was me. So straight away you're thinking, well, is it everyone's done that? Is it just me, or am I just being really stupid? And that's what you think at the time. You're not thinking that you took something literal. And this was once it all came out that I'd actually just put 127, because at the time I was thinking, well, I've done the right thing. And it was only till John walked around the class and he saw what we were writing, he saw mine, and he sort of said, what is that, Max? What is that? And I said, well, you asked us to write down 1 to 7, so obviously the whole class is then laughed. And what was brilliant about it was John didn't get angry, he didn't get mad, he completely understood me and how my condition affected me and how my autism affects me, and he explained to me what he really wanted me to do. We had a laugh, and then it was back to normal. The reason I always use that hashtag, and the reason it means so much to me, is because I think in a mainstream school a lot of the teachers would not have understood. They would have thought that you were taking the mick, and you would have then more than likely been kicked out of the classroom. And this was a school where it was a nice school. At times the environment could be very hostile, but the school was very nice, and it wasn't all about the education. It was about getting to know the people and being able to support them in the way that they needed to. And because the classroom size was small, because there was only 6 of us in the classroom, every teacher got to understand us and understand what we were like and how we felt and what was going on in our lives. And through that, and through being able to get to know your teachers and your pupils, he really understood that no, there was no intention of me taking the mick. I'd literally done a request, took it literally, and done the task. And I think it's so key, because from that he learned more about how I communicate. He learned a lot more about how I perceive things, but I also learned a lot from him. I learned what he meant. I learned that it isn't always clear, there is grey areas to communication, and it was something that I could then work on. But it was also about having a teacher that understood, that wasn't angry, that wasn't mad at the fact that I'd just made an innocent mistake, and that was very refreshing and rare to me. And I always thank him for that, and I always use 127 because I think if we have more experiences like 127, there'll be a lot more autistic people getting the help and the support that they need. And it's because of teachers like John that was able to do that. So that is the story of 127. Not anything massive, it's sometimes the small things that can really help. And they don't require money, they don't require a lot of resource, they just require an ear and someone to care and someone to help you and someone to support you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Tell me about some things that you may have took literally before and how that experience played out for you. And guys, thank you for watching, take care and goodbye for now.